Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm like trying to make sure I have everything. No. No. Gotta do that today. Gotta love text message reminders to do things you forgot. Welcome back. Today's stream, we're gonna do more Modron March stuff. More Modron March stuff. With you. So we got a bunch of favor yesterday. We finished the guide, or got the guide as far as you can go for the moment. Which is the important part. Get out of here. Hello, Delcoon, Alduck, Nighthawk, Sergeant, Lilo, Kaniskis. Hello, hello. Here? Do I need to do this? Not yet. 4 minutes. Okay. How did we end up? 479. What, wasn't the lowest? Wasn't the highest. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Let's do the Priestess of Persona. And we are going to target tier 3. Tier 3. What the hell? Why is Charlax there now? That. However, that's everybody, right? Yeah. Okay. We're going to try to get all the way through tier 3 of at least the first and second variants. I don't think we can do the third variant. Yeah, not to 3, not to tier 3. I mean, we can get 1 and 2. I think once again we're still kind of in that. We're in the mid game or with our power range, but that's about it. Like, we're not so solidly there that we can complete all the tier 3 stuff. But that's fine. So even giveaways, even having big giveaways like the ones we got, even starting off with like $30 of spend, you're going to race through, the new player and early game experience. You're going to get to the mid game real fast, and then you're playing the game. Then your progress is going to be, it's probably going to feel a bit stagnant for a while, is what I'm getting from this. Because you've just kind of, you've grabbed the early stuff. You haven't really had enough time to level up your Modron cores yet, which are helpful. You haven't really distributed power, right? Like that kind of stuff. All right, let's just see what 15 minutes is going to get us into the bonus range. Again, we're shooting for 600. Should be fine. Should be fine. Do we have a DPS in here? We do not. But that doesn't really matter. Here, Diana can be our DPS. She's not a DPS, but she can be our DPS. Do I still have the code copied? I do. Nice. Nice. Nice, Star Chaser. We are going to immediately open these electrums. We are chasing gear for a lot of champions right now. More than I would like. More than I would like. All right. What do we got? Green for Blithrin. Cool. Green from Hen. Okay. Hitting the new ones first, apparently. Another green from a hen. Hey, Snickle. White for Blithrin. Alright, it's better than nothing. Green for Krond. Right. I was really hoping we get the last two for BBEG so I could open his chests. But nope. Let's take a look at our... We hit full Corver Green Epic, so I don't have to look at this preload anymore, but we do need to look at this one. So 4 champions. Krond's sitting on 1 empty slot. That's wild. Oh, whatever. That's what happens when... This is what happens when you pick up champions. This was a time gate, and this was from a patron. Got a couple other patrons there now geared up, but patron champs. We just kind of have to deal with that. Oh, picture in picture for today. We can put this up, I guess. Is it? No, that's the same. That's the same thing. Oh, never mind. I was like, I have my other account open doing trials, but I just finished it, so that can go away. Never mind. I'm like, I just need to get my trials run in. There, that puts me into 5-digit. I don't feel bad for missing a day. Everybody else is 5 digits. I'm 5 digits. We're good. I guess I could have it doing the event stuff right now too. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? So, okay. Less talky, more healy. Hilarious. I just needed to turn that off. Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what this formation is, but sure. It's loading in. We're just gonna go with it. This is at least somewhat speedy. This is at least somewhat speedy. It's fine. Yeah. We're going 1,400 areas, so I guess we could just... Let's do all of these. Well, I'm gonna move that up here so I don't have to see it on my screen. We'll just put a familiar there, and that should go pretty far. Before it needs some assistance. I forgot to set that account up gem farming last night. Whoops. Getting real bad. I think I just got depressed that I didn't get to 9 jump, and now I'm just like, whatever. Even though it's still making steady progress. Still making steady progress. Alright, I need feats over here. We still haven't leveled her up a lot. Let's go this back choices and Justice of the Depths. Sure. What I got, so that's what we're going with. How many gems do I have? 19,000. Was saving up for... here's the problem. I was going to save up for a feat. That was the plan. But we're doing event stuff where we're not earning as many gems. Usually when we're doing event stuff, I just buy chests, but now I don't need chests per se, but not for the same reasons. I could save up and grab Armored Juniper, but don't really need a familiar right now. I feel like I should still be buying full chests because we still need contracts. Not only will we be getting bounties that we can use in this event, but we're gearing up our Eliwick. So I'm just gonna buy some. I'm gonna buy some more. Yes. Plus, still chasing feats. So yeah, we're gonna ditch this. We'll come back to saving gems once we're back doing regular campaign stuff. But today's gonna be lots of event grinding. You know what? We're here now. We're here now. I got a feat out of 39, and it was Caddy Breeze marked for death. Okay, everything else is dupe. Don't care. That's where we're at. Hey, Jules. We're at the point where I don't care. I'm just batch opening them. No more excitement about gold chests until we get another evergreen. Great. There goes part of the fun of the game. It is kind of fun. I'll say. Gotcha games got that part right at least. It is fun to open things and have a chance at something cool. How they get you is why they call it gotcha. That's not it. That's not it. It's not even spelled that way. Not propagate that rumor. Hey, Shevik. 5 minutes ago, his shirt was Friday. I was wondering for a little bit, and then I was like, no. We just did the event yesterday. I mean, we needed that feat. Now she has 4 feats. Okay, I needed to check messages. Why do I have notifications? Okay. Questions answered. Anything new? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. Reddit notifications handled. Your players focus on event adventures. I mean, you need to unlock the 2 champions that like your featured champion, which is Velithrin, and then you need to flex somebody. unlock them. Just do the unlock adventures for both. Try to go far in each one to try to get a bunch of favor. And then what I did after that was then I did a free play for one of them to try to go even further and get a bunch of favor and get even more favor. So now I'm sitting at E41 favor. We got a lot of progress on this account. But your goal, like for a brand new player, the goal is to try to get like 5 E08 favor in the event, because then then at least the tier 1 variants are going to be easier for you to do. Can you convert favor before the end of it? No, because you could keep earning favor, so that would be way too powerful. Yeah. Super easy for me to get a E41 on this account. Then I could convert. It would go back to 0, and then I could just earn E41 again, and then go convert. Like that's ridiculous. That would be way too strong. That's all people would do, is grind favor during events. Once the event's over, you can convert. Only do tier max now. Then once you're maxed with, if you can get enough favor and then complete the tier 2 variants for everything, then you can go back to, for both of your champions that you picked. Then you could go back to whatever main campaign you're doing. You don't have to keep like grinding in events to try to get more favor if you've already done as much as you think you can do. But yeah, I use like a deep run for favor to see, well, how far can I go? Is it past any of these goals? So like this, the variant 1 tier 3 is only 600, I shouldn't say only, is 600, but we were able to go a little over 1,000. So I know I can do the 600 and the 800 as long as the restrictions aren't bad. Can't do the 1,000 one if there's a hard restriction. Hey Sargono, did I say that already? I might have. Hey, it's Friday, right, Shavik? I don't know. I don't know. I'm toast this week. Yesterday was so, my brain was so fried. We had chicken and noodles for dinner, but I like to eat my salad first. So I had my salad on the plate, and the bowl for the chicken and noodles was off to the side. I ate my salad, moved the salad off the plate. I grabbed the ladle for the chicken noodles and just dumped it on my plate. And I'm sitting there looking at it going, that's not right. That's not right. It was supposed to go into the bowl. That's how gone my mind was. That's how gone my mind was. At least I remembered when I refilled my bowl. When I finished those, and then because it was a plate that had edges, like, and so I could get it into the bowl, and then I put it on the thing, and then I ate that bowl, and then I refilled. At least I was happy, hey, I got the refill into the bowl. Gond's favor is event favor. It is this event's favor, yes. This event's favor is Gond, because Gond is the god of the Modrons. Finished Vlithrin's tier 4, nice. Now I have these fancy healing pigments, yeah. What could I do with them? Oh, that depends. So here's the thing about healing pigments. They're real strong. They're real strong. Because they don't just double the healing done by the champion that you put them on. They double the healing the party receives per pigment. Per pigment. So they're actually really strong, which is why I feel like why they weren't giving us many of them. So where you put them is going to kind of depend on like what team might need that kind of healing and survivability. It's my understanding, and that could be wrong, that it doesn't affect shield values, even though the healing roll can be on somebody who just provides shields. I don't think it boosts shield values. We might, now that we have more of them, we're probably going to have to ask that on Dev Insights again. Just to make sure. When I got my first one, I put it on Orkira because not only is she a healer, the amount of healing she does, because I thought at first it was just the amount of healing that champion does, but it's not. But the amount of healing that she does affects her debuff, so I thought that was the place to go. But then we got the clarification that, oh no, it's just the healing the party receives. And I'm really not sure how that interacts with Orkira. Does that boost her debuff? I think that's a after, it might be an after healing effect. So I'm at a loss. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put them myself. I'm really not sure. I played a chicken noodle soup. That's what I had. To be fair, I'm the person that like homemade chicken noodle soup, so it's the thick homemade noodles, and I'm not. It's not like tons of the broth. Like I'm someone who scoops it up and drains out the broth, and I just like the noodles and the chicken. So it wasn't like my plate was swimming, right? PO8 is generally good for tier 1. What is the favor needed for tier 2? After tier 1, it's not just about favor. That's why we don't have those things. It's about the damage you can do, and favor is going to be helpful. So getting a lot more favor is going to help, but there's more involved at that point. Yeah. There's more involved at that point. What you're looking for at tier 2 and beyond, well, honestly, what you're looking for at all tiers is can you do the damage needed to finish? And in my champion guides, I have a table that lists the damage. Let me pull up Velithrin's guide since it's the most recent. Let me look at this table. Okay. So, like in tier 1, the first variant just needs E22 damage to beat the boss, like to complete tier 1. E35 for the second variant, E48 for the third variant. And the favor values you get are, that I list, like 5E08 is what makes them all show as green, easy, but the other tiers aren't coded for favor. So, like, to list that, so you have to then go into damage after that. Tier 2, it starts at E68, then it's E95 for the second variant, and then E122 for the third variant. And, it keeps going up. So it's down, if you're looking for that, it's down underneath, like the section where I have like the formation suggestions, like the starter formation suggestions. If you scroll down, there's like the tier rewards for the variants, and then under that there's a little table before you get into the descriptions of the variants. There's a table that has damage values. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Oh, we're in the 700s. Wow, we went super far. Okay, we're done. So yeah, things just get a little weirder after that. It's just, I can say that in my experience over 7 years of, like, as long as you get those favor values as a new player at tier 1, because the first 6 years of this game, there was only tier 1. There was only the 3 variants at their base level. And those favor values, that was it. That was all you needed. You could get away with less sometimes, but those were the triggers for that. 5E08 is the trigger to have all of them. Like the third variant show is green. So that made all of them easy. Okay, what's this one is Engulfed in Flames. Awesome. This is gonna be fun. Is that everybody? Okay. So we'll level up her healing so she can handle these flames. One thing that's going to help here is with the Engulfed in Flames one is I don't have a tank in this group that's boosting the health. So usually with Engulfed, like with the concept of damage, like constant damage, that's max max health based, right? Percent of max health based. You want only one tank with that has health share in the formation, and then usually you want a shielder, someone who can throw a shield out on the party that, and the damage can just be soaked up in that shield. We're gonna see how problematic this is without any tanks at all. Without any tanks at all means our healing from Vlithrin is going to be solid, because it's just, 60% is the health of what, 60% of 428. We're not doing 250 something health, somewhere around there. It's not taking a lot of damage because they don't have a lot of health, but we're healing for more than they have. We're healing for their full life, right? But this obviously only works if you're, if you don't need a tank at all. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if we need a tank at all. We got into the 700s without needing a tank at all. So we'll see if we can get to 800. I mean, you're E22, but you'll get more after this round. Okay, yeah. As long as you're still earning like multiple orders of magnitude of favor in a deep favor run, then you can keep pushing it a little bit. But when you get, if you earn only like one, if you only went from E22 to E23, or you didn't even get off of E22 after a favor run, you're kind of done. That's how you know you're kind of done pushing for deep favor until you get more power. And power could mean anything. It could be all kinds of things, right? It could be different champions. It could be better gear. It could be item levels. It could be perks. It could be blessings, whatever. And especially in this one where you're locked in using Vlithrin, getting her better gear could be helpful, right? Should buy one for Vlithrin? Yeah, you don't buy healing pigments if that's what you're talking about. You can only earn them. This one seems really strong with that heal hitting the whole party. The buff is strong. The buff is strong if you invest in it. The buff is strong if you invest in it. Right now I'm E11. That ain't very strong. Right. I only have 25 global blessings. 44 I think is the max. But I don't have an item on this yet. Vlithrin has a lot of potential. I've seen some high numbers from people who put like 10,000 item levels in her. So she has end game potential to be really strong. She's good for this variant and this type of variant because she can heal everybody. How accurate is the champion search as far as clicking on them to see when and how I can get them? It should be, well, it had been fairly accurate for telling you in advance when you could get champions you don't have yet. It had been. There was a little weirdness with Melf. Melf got moved at like the last second. But things should be solidifying. I mean, Nixie's in this event for 1, and Evelyn's in this event for 6. So 1 and 6 are in this event. But unless you already picked one of those. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you got there. You got there. Okay. Rather in Strongheart spot. Look, they make a strong swap. Like, if you're not doing Strongheart stuff or Rust stuff, like Rust and Strongheart are both on 11, you got to have options. And honestly, with this, well, yeah. Yeah, because she can heal everyone, she makes a better option for this type of variant where everybody's taking damage than Strongheart would. Strongheart heals the people that he's adjacent to, but nobody else. Sometimes I answer my own questions. Hey, it happens. Sometimes you gotta ask the question to let your brain figure it out. Do you have, like, if you flexed, so if you unlock Vlithrin, and then you've already flexed a champion, then you open the Electrums to make sure they're green or better, until they're green or better, and then you stop. I still need more Electrums. Mine are not green. I've still got some other champions that aren't green or better. But yeah, see, I've still got a couple I'm missing over here. Could get them from tokens, but I like the efficiency of getting them from Electro. Well, your first tier 4 variant 3, nice. That's a big milestone, finally being able to be like, okay, I've finished a tier 4 completely once. Like, yeah. I don't think this account's ever gonna get there. I don't think we're gonna play it that long. Yeah, speaking of, where are we at? 1,200 on the main account. So I gotta get to 1,400. 100 more areas. One of the reasons I still want to open gold chest is still need that feat for Eliwick. Really do. Oh, those are Vlithrans. Feet? Oh, hero. Why didn't I just bulk open these? I'm still in the habit of doing them one at a time when that doesn't matter anymore because all the epics are dupes. All the epics are dupes. This is what we need 800 for. All right. I didn't even look at the weekly buff. Shandy. Really? I mean, we have all of those champions. Which makes sense because they always give you all. Well, not always. Yeah, so we haven't technically completed a tier yet, so we have no new event boons. Makes sense. Or new event buffs. I get my daily, I did. Okay. Going AFK, should I close the game or let it run? I usually let it run, but then I usually have it on like a gem farm or something. To establish, I'm going to change the wording here. To establish players, pick champs they've already unlocked during events to get more gold chests for them. Like, so on my main account, it depends on what I want to do. It depends. You can pick a champion and you can do the stuff. Like if we look at the top right, if you look at the tiny picture in the top right, I have champions that I've done before, like Jaheira and Mehen. I've gone all the way through tier 4. Nixie, Cradle, and Diana, I've done all the way through tier 4. I could unlock them again. And I could choose to reset, and I could choose to get more gear for them. Or I could do a champion that I haven't done up to tier 4 and get more chests for them. But I mean, all of my champions are full epic. And they all have a lot of item levels. So it's not like that would be contributing a ton of item levels for me. So usually what you're deciding on is, are they a champion that has like these actual rewards like feats and pigments? If so, you do those. If they don't, then you're like, is it a champion I use, and do their buffs that I would be unlocking make sense? So sometimes you're picking just based off, well, I really like, I'm using this champion for like patrons right now. I'd like these extra buffs that are going to make them really strong. Or this is one that has like some pigments and a feat that makes sense. I'm going to go for that one, right? That's kind of how I think more established players are making their decisions. You only get those boosts. Those buffs they last for 60 days from the start of the event. So you at least get them for a couple months. So if you're, like I said, if you're actively doing stuff like in patrons with those champions and it's challenging stuff, you might want, you might select it for those boons because it's just going to make things easier. Or if it's in your main, if they're members of your main pushing party and you just want to make it easier for you to get all the content done, you could do that. You got to be careful doing it on speed champions. Phrasing. Because if they're in your Briv gem farming group, those buffs will throw off your gem farm. So sometimes you actually avoid those. Okay, on to tier 3, a variety of surface dwellers. Oh, I might actually have to pay attention to this one. How do you get full epics in the first place? A combination of events, time gates, and patron chests. Patron chests are going to be the thing that you can do most often to help you get there. Okay, I can't. If I want Humanian, I have to take Deacon out. And I do want but then I can't have a human. So never mind. Who else got unallowed here? Vi. Okay. I need 2 champagnes. Okay, you're gonna go there. We can't. We're not doing Human. I guess Chang Sao was a good safe choice because it's not gonna be a duplicate issue there. Who else? Is Virgil? Yeah, he's an Asimar. Okay, cool. He's gonna kick some Asimar. Okay. Alright, hold on. I'll get back to... Oh, we got an outbreak in there. I'll get back to chat in a second. Now I got some time. I don't know that this is gonna... Chang Sao, I need the... 3 or fewer. Okay, perfect. So she is buffing correctly. Alright. Well, I'll park that and we'll see how far it goes. I need 16. That's the 1600 one. That's the 1600 one. Alright, soft capping here. We're going to 800. Ugh, Sargota, I've been there. Yeah. Oh. All right, we're back. So yeah, full epics. It's usually lots of patron chests, but it can be events and it can be time gates. Should I buy event boons now or not? Well, if you buy them now, you get the most use out of them because they end when the event ends. So if you're gonna buy, you may as well do it now so that you get the majority of the 3 weeks of use out of it. Inbars, thank you for the follow. We're not going to get much further without an actual DPS. Oh, let's level up Ishi. Oh, wait. Did I just left somebody out of this formation this whole time. That's great. That's a very Garwar thing to do. I don't know why I thought Vi should have been here. I don't know why I didn't put Vi. Oh, well. I guess I didn't think it was viable. You're welcome. You're welcome. I slept pretty good last night, and yet my mind's still toast after yesterday. Still toast after yesterday. Yep. Past me letting current me down yet again. That's alright. We still got pretty far, and now we're going to go even further. We should be fine now. Now I could buy some packs in the shop to try to get her. You know what? We're just going to do that. I'll end up getting some for her anyway, so I might as well. Let's do 2. Let's see what kind of luck we can get. Okay, there's a green. That's what we want. I need another green. At least not. Yeah, that's what I thought. She ended up with 2. Still had 2 greens. What did we just do? Oh, we're 50 champions. Nice. Okay. Take that. I need then to see now. This is the problem. This is the rabbit hole you start going down. I need another pack. Didn't get it. Got one, but now I need another pack. Put in my precious tokens. Got it. Okay, good. Okay, green or better. It's way more efficient. I just think it's better to use Electrums, but we're really Electrum starved right now. So now we can open these Vlithrin chests, and we can get her to. We're gonna get her to 4 blue, 1 purple at a minimum. Let's see where that purple falls. We really want Pantheon of Blessings. So here we go. Pantheon of Blessings. Show it to me. Appreciate the positive energy, chat. We got what we wanted. Pantheon of Blessings is the pre-stack, so that's the one we wanted. All right. After this, it's just gravy. Whatever. If she gets another epic, it's just gravy. And Justice of the Depths. Like those are the 2. The only other epic that I would really care about after this would be her ultimate cooldown. Oddly enough, because her ultimate cooldown turns her attacks into Bud-based attack damage. So no, beyond streamer luck would be if I full epicked her on that number of chests. That would be beyond streamer luck. But she's now 2 epics, 4 blues. And we got the ones that we really want. So now this is why I was like, I didn't want to don't like buying packs before I've done all the variants, because now I've still got 3 more chests to open for her, but she's already got great gear, right? Hey, Onyx. So I don't know. It's fine. Ugh, Jules. Yeah, I hate those days. Any chance that the first variant of Vlithrin is extremely easy? It is. Yeah. First variant is, I mean, you only had to go to 1200, but the first variant, there is no real restriction. So it's just a free play. You just have to make sure that Vlithrin is behind your DPS. That's the only thing you have to do. Free cave Vlithrin chest so far, no shinies. I guess I took your luck. Yes, I took your luck. Exactly, Zerg. Hey, dog. What am I doing with regular silver gold chests? Opening them. Open them, Invars. Yeah, I mean, I'm over here like, even now, I've gotten my full Core and Evergreens epic. I'm still just spending my gems on, just because I still need feats. And I need contracts and consumables. I do want to save up, once we get back to doing regular campaign stuff, I'll be saving up for some of the speed feats that are purchasable with gems. But right now I'm still getting consumable. Oh, here's her. Yeah, we got wrecked. Oh, here's the problem. Vlithrin's in Dragonbait Seed. That's my go-to tank. Oh no. Oh no, I guess we're just gonna use Briv. I usually just swap them in. Okay. Wow. Wow, should have leveled up Briv more before I burned auto progress on. There we go. He got chunked hard. Oh, he got hit by the 60%. That's what happened. I was like, why did he go to almost dead? That's why. That makes sense. That makes sense. What's going on here? I just don't have a lot of damage. I mean, to be fair, this is my speed party, not my pushing party. But yeah. Well, this is why we're not going to try for 1,000. Any initial pressing on the new champion yet? Oh, she has the potential to be strong. She needs thousands of item levels. But yeah. She's got a pre-stack that has a good number of stacks. It's global tier blessings. So there's a lot of those out there. But the base value is small, so you have to really gear her up. That didn't do what I thought I was going to do. Okay. So right off the bat, not super strong. I actually have gear on her now. Let me go look how that changed. I think we were looking at an E11 buff earlier, which wasn't, amazing. But now she has gear. E16 now. So I'm E16, which isn't, I mean, that's pretty solid for just having some basic gear. I have 25 global tier blessings, and 44 is the max. But the more we put into this item specifically, the higher that's going to get. Oh, we're at 800. We're good. Okay. So we did. Yeah, up to 800. That's 3 tiers. All right, a variety of surface dwellers. Here we go. So this is the one where we're going to get restricted out. Yeah. Nope, yep, don't get that either. Don't get her. I can't even have Ishii, because Ishii's a kobold. Okay, Karlach coming in instead. Seraphon would work. Interesting. That is true. Xeraphon would work. Can't use it. Couldn't use Tyrell. Can't use her. She's a human. Okay. Tyrell and Xeraphon? Wild. The things we do. The things we do for these variants, folks. So we're just trying to get tier 2 done here, because that it's this going further than that would be, I just don't think there's a good chance of that. Okay, so Xeraphon, we haven't talked about Xeraphon. Xeraphon has this mechanic where you want to pick the higher number, and you're hoping the numbers are all real high. Because the higher the number, the lower their the lower the cooldown time on their ultimate, and the ultimate is how you get power. And then it doesn't matter. When it's the same, it doesn't matter. Because their power literally is how many times can you hit the ultimate button in the same run. It's silly. It's really silly. In fact, I need to park a familiar there now. That's how you get power. They stack based off that. Okay. Speed, fire breath. What do we got? We're just going to 450. Oh yeah, we're gonna breeze through this. We're gonna breeze through this. Beat there. We got ramp. Oh no, haven't leveled them up that far yet. Sorry. All right, sorry. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Oh, mow the lawn, cut the trees down. Hopefully, them trees. I got a beef with trees. One fell on my house, and I haven't forgiven trees as a species since. I didn't really have a beef with trees. I actually liked trees before, and then one fell on my house. And I felt personally attacked by their entire species. Ugh. Sarai, Sarai, Sarai. What was that from? I just remember Sarai, 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 Sarai. Like embedded in my like childhood memories, I think, and I don't remember what that's. I mean, the other side is that trees. A lot of elves tend to live with trees. So. Is that the Marx Brothers? Okay. Yeah. I'm like, I know something, some kind of media I consumed when I was a kid. So Marx Brothers, that makes more sense. Okay, let's go look at. Oh yeah, so we just have these three now that I've got to gear up with Electrums. Well, Mehen, I guess I could go buy chests for Mehen. We go again. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, this is what the tokens are for, right? I'm just gonna buy 2 to start, just in case all 4 of these silvers give a green. Isn't gonna happen. Which isn't gonna happen. Oh my god. It's not gonna happen though. I was right. I was right. 2 out of 4 ain't bad though. I was just gonna say. 2 out of 4 ain't bad. Yeah, so I need like... There we go, one more pack for Mahan. Normally, I highly recommend just getting this stuff off Electroman. Yeah, see, this is the problem. You could just end up with bad luck and... Wait, where did Mahan go? Why did he move down here? I was just buying his stuff. They're like, no. Don't do it, Garo. Oh, the game was trying to protect me. The game was trying to protect me. All right. I'm listening. I'm listening. Problem is we don't have any other... Oh, crap. I just realized I missed a meeting, folks. Hold on. Today was my meeting with Dylan Day, and I totally forgot. Just on me. Whoops. Sorry, Dylan. He didn't. Normally the first thing I do when I get up is I check my emails, and then that reminds me. Oh yeah, and there's usually a reminder. Hey, you've got a meeting today. And I didn't do that today. Any other? Now I'm like, are there any other important emails that I'm missing? Lots of people want me to play their game. That might be neat. What is? I don't know. I was like, and then the graphics are like, what's the gameplay like? I don't know. You might try that anyway. Reviewing games live on stream. Oh, I mean, maybe. So we're both Mahan and Yorvin already in events this year. Mahan was, I think. Mahan got reworked in the last year. But so here's the thing, when you get reworked, you don't get reworked in your own event. You get reworked in a different event. And then you just show up in your event after that, right? So Mahan got reworked, and now but this was their normal event. Yorvin might have shown up in their normal event, but now Yorvin's getting reworked. So those don't, you don't get reworked in your own event. I haven't picked another champion for that yet. I'm thinking Diana Mahan. I mean, Diana is amazing speed champion. Mahan is great for gold find and buffing if you can build the right formation. Well, I guess the gold find is based off that too, but also just straight up gold find boost is great. Yeah, obviously, well, yeah, because I think your path split the party too. So, yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna play that one. Oh, another early access game. Okay. When? Next week. Okay, we got another. So we're gonna try different games for a while because I'm getting a lot of studios releasing stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 270s. We need to get a 450. Yorvin's definitely been in past events. Just don't ask me which one. Oh, I guess I can go look up which one. It should be in his guide. I was trying to list events with those. I did not. It's not in his guide. That figures. Simral. Yorvin was part of Simral. But I don't think we have Simral. Wait, do we have Simral now? Oh, we still have Simral. So Yorvin was in December's event. And we'll go back to December's event. I don't know why I don't have. I will update that when we update Yorvin's guide. Is the not reworked in your event been stated by the devs, or is it an observation? It's clearly an observation. It is a fact based off what's been happening. I feel like that was implied at some point. You can get clarification from the devs, but so far it's never happened. Well, I mean, I guess that's not entirely true. Beetle and Grimm technically got split in their original event. No. No, they didn't. Yeah, they got split outside of their event, but then that becomes Grimm's event. So that's the exception. Grimm is now part of the event that he got split, that got divorced in. Hellblazer, thank you for the follow. But that's the exception. I have both Diana in my head from Time Gates, but to give chess for epics. Oh. I don't know about that. That's gonna have to be your call. Yeah. There are some solid, I feel like there's some solid champions just for doing stuff that are available in this event, and I don't know if going for epics early is the best idea. That's gonna have to be your choice. If you did split the party in 1 and 2, I think at that point you can make your own. You should be making your own decisions. But no, usually there's some solid champions. Evelyn's a pretty solid tank. Vlithrin's gonna like Evandra and Nixie. Right? Kreidel is an end game tank. I mean, he can function anywhere at any point in the game, but he is the tank that then becomes dominant at the end game because he doesn't take damage. He dodges, right? And you can take advantage of that mechanic, all the way through the game. It's just that usually there's tanks with better buffs that take damage before then. And as I've said before, Jaheira is a solid DPS and support. Like, she can fill both roles. So I don't know. You kind of have to make your own decision about like what's important to you for your account at that point. Yeah, Evelyn gets better the further you can go. Okay, what are these other... There were a couple other things here. What's this? Oh, I didn't mean... You say that? What's this? Deck building. Man, people love their deck builders, don't they? I mean, every now and then we get a deck builder that I don't mind, but... I can't believe I forgot that meeting. Do you have a date for that? No. Almost there. Just need 450. There's no way I could get this team to 1,000. I mean, Carlock can carry, but she can't carry that hard. She can't carry that hard. All right. So tier 3 is still left available for this. We already did the other tier 3s. We're going to go back to Mehen. Here's Mehen, world's best dad. World's best dad. Okay, now we want... Do we have restrictions here? What's the restriction? Nothing. Okay. So, speed champions. Like, nothing that matters, anyway. Speed champion, Eliwick. Is that... No, we got one more to go. What do we... So Ishian for damage? Ishian for damage. Okay, you're gonna go up here. None of that matters. Oh no. There. Okay. Mehen's formation layout is a heart because he loves his daughters, folks. That's what's going on there. It is a rough formation to do content with. It just absolutely is. I love it. It's my favorite formation layout, just because he loves his daughters. But it's the worst for getting anything done. One of the worst for getting anything done. So pushing deep in Mehen's, this is going to be a challenge. Pushing deep is not even on like my main account. This can be troublesome. And he has a really restrictive variant coming up. This one isn't it. This one isn't restricted at all. But... Well, 16. Wow. Even all the way to tier 4. I can't get that far on this account. So... Okay. Let's just save this as start. And we're going to try to get to 600. Shouldn't have an issue. This is a little weird, but we do have our buffers in decent places. Mehen's not doing the greatest job here, but that's okay. So Mehen has a party bus and that he can bring his daughters wherever he goes, but we don't have either of them. Grumpy wants you to check off these lists, like a box off these lists. Obviously, Freed and Havilar are two of the checks. Jason James with an average base attack cooldown of 5 seconds or less. I can go look to see if I can move something around for that. He doesn't do at least 2 Tiefling or Dragon boards. That ain't going to happen. At least one other Tiefling or Dragon board in his column. That ain't going to happen either. We do have 5 stacks. So building his stacks, it not only does it help his damage buff, but then you use those stacks, which is now EO9, you use those stacks for his gold find buff too. So you build it once and you benefit from it twice. You benefit from it twice. But look at that. 5 stacks, we have EO5 gold. Solid. That's why I like Mahan. That's why I like him, Mahan. Okay. Rescheduling next week. Okay. And we should be fine. Yeah, okay. So let's see. So I wanted to check base attack cooldown of 5 seconds or less. Diana's 4, but she's bored. Diana's 4, but she's bored. There isn't really a way around that moment, unfortunately. I don't know. I think so. I guess this just doesn't. I don't know what her normal base attack is. I don't know if it's just off until she's not bored, so she can't qualify. That's interesting. So Mahan's mechanic is much better. It used to be this really weird active play mechanic that was just not enjoyable at all. And now he's just he's got a solid, build your formation right and then just play the game. And then it's just, you can set it and forget it. And that's what I like. That's what I like. Back to probably Dragon Bait here. But with those kinds of stacking mechanics, you always have to figure out, like, if I could match it up, is it worth the trade-off, right? Sometimes just matching somebody's mechanic, even when it's a pre-stack, isn't worth putting in a subpar champion for. You just gotta test it and see how your formation responds, right? Easier with a gold find one because you see the numbers up here instantly, but not so easy with the damage formation, unfortunately. I argued a while back for them to change this from base and running average to minimum potential, or bare minimum DPS, which is like if all the stacks and everything are just at 1, to max potential, which would then show if everything had its maximum stacks available. Because then at least you'd see, okay, what's the minimum I'm going to get from this formation? What's the potential? What's the potential max? And can I build it for that? Like with base, the potential max based off what's in the formation, right? Then at least you'd get some hard numbers that would make more sense. I think everybody would then just, be looking at potential max and trying to get to potential max, but that might not always be possible because some of them might have to do with like enrage stacks or, well, not enrage stacks, but like enemy stacks, and you might not get the max. But at least like, hey, this is what I'm shooting for. I feel like that would be better for helping you build formations. But there hasn't been a change to that since it was introduced. The original DPS meter was honestly was worse than what we ended up with, because what we ended up with is base, running average, and bud, and at least bud works. The first one that was used, what was called base DPS, that was up here, it was even worse. And so when they made one of the changes to the game and they introduced bud alongside this, but this was not great. Look, we've got I don't know. Occasionally we end up with a 0 up here for base damage. Fine for Vi, because she's literally not attacking. But if it happens on one of these others, like, that's a bug, right? Not happening now. I saw one earlier. Makos has an issue where, unless they've changed it, like, the damage doesn't hit until he's done with his base attack and his base animation, and the base attack animation's super long. So for a long time, anybody with Eldritch Blast had issues where they'd show up with 0. If you're flying through areas like this where you're killing immediately, they could just never land an attack for it to register. I thought they had tried to do something to fix that, but I don't know. I don't use Makos DPS. I know there's situations like, one of the ways I know if Bud's buggy has the potential to be triggered is if we start seeing 0s on a debuffer up there. Usually it's Orkira or Freely. That usually tells me that Bud's buggy is in play, and we may end up breaking, like fully breaking it. That's like step 1 of breaking the formation, and the Bud values. I think it's supposed to be less than 5 seconds. I think it's phrased wrong, Norai. Try somebody else who's actually less than 5 seconds. A magnet for bugs. So I used to not be able to do a run without making Bud's buggy happen, and I tried so hard back then to report it, like full explanations, video links of me describing and demonstrating on stream, and they just couldn't seem to reproduce it. And yet I couldn't not. But I was using Orkira basically all the time back there, and she's a big trigger. Freely's the other big trigger of it. And then lately, one time, not in the not so distant past, I tried to do it again, and it wasn't triggering as readily as it did before. So maybe some of the fixes like weren't targeted at that specifically, but have made it less likely. I don't know. What's Bud's? It's Bud's buggy. BUDS. Bud. Bud is buggy. That's what it's called. That's what we called it. It's basically a situation where it's a debuffer based breaking of the damage, where you end up having a debuffer listed as your highest damage dealer. Yeah, there's the spelling. Well, lowercase s, but yeah. You end up having your bud dealer is listed as a debuffer, and at that point, you're no longer actually doing damage with your DPS champion. It's being done by that debuffer. And it scales. The damage isn't scaled based off your formation. I mean, it kind of is, but not in the way that you think. You're not trying to direct buffs at the debuffer. You're actually just trying to stack as many debuffers in as possible. It's got something. It does scale off gear and potentially legendary power for some reason. This is what we figured out. But the damage doesn't scale off that stuff. It scales off like the power of those champions, but they got to be debuffers. It scales off. It might scale off legendaries, and I don't think it has anything to do with the Modron core. But then the weirdest thing is it scales based off the area you're on. So it will continually scale up in power, even though you're not upgrading champions anymore. Once you trigger Bud's Buggy, based off a combination of the overall like gearing of your champions and the number of debuffers, basically the power of those debuffs, you can walk all the way to the area hard cap. And I used to do it on demand when it was at its height. I couldn't not get it to trigger if Orkira was in the party. She would just constantly trigger it. Because again, she's a big trigger. Freely's was the other big trigger. That's actually how, when they raised the area hard cap to 2501, I've been there at least once. It was with Bud's Buggy. It wasn't off actually pushing. So I know it's been active. I know that it still can happen because it happened. It just doesn't seem to be as common. Maybe one day we'll try it again, but it does have to do with gear. So I can go to the area hard cap with my main account, but when I tried it on that gearless account that I use as a test account, I could get it to trigger. It just wouldn't advance me. So it has something to do. So part of the scaling is based off the how strong the debuff is, but the other part of the scaling is the area you're on. Because there's no reason for the damage to just keep going up and up and up, and yet it does. And yet it does as you progress. So there's some kind of area-based multiplier going on. Which is why, I mean, it's all so weird. Because nothing should ever happen that way. And yet it did. Screen. No. We stopped moving. Thank you. We stopped at 1500. We went 1500 levels without a tank. We went 1520s. And then I come over here and it's still going. Okay. I mean, we have Karlach in here, but she's not in the tanking column. She's not in the tanking column. This is a little ridiculous. Karlach throwing down E412 damage. Okay, now we're gonna die. Yeah. I was like, yeah, now we're gonna die. Okay. Calyx, please stop. Please stop spawning all those unicorns. They're killing us. They're killing us, Calyx. Can we put in Briv? We can. We have the capabilities. We can just go here. And now he should be able to survive. And that should get us to 1600. Did day 7 trials on Mount? No extra restriction that day. Took screenshots. Yeah, submit a ticket. Yeah. Take a screenshot, submit a ticket, say, hey, I went to tier 7 on this trials run. Usually you want to do it while you're in the day 7 of trials. So it grabs this game state, I think. But say, hey, I got to tier 7 and For day 7, there was no 7th restriction. As long as you double checked that everything was at the base, the first level of stats and all that kind of stuff, then submit it so that they know it's happening. It's such a weird thing, you know, people aren't necessarily getting to day 7 often, right? Usually people are finishing before then, but it is a bug, and who knows what else that could affect, right? All right, we're on this account, we're going to 600. We're about 25 areas off now. Still 36 areas away here. The Carlock's still ramping up damage, though. There's 600. Boom. There's 3 tiers completed. Okay. Next one. The Never-Ending March. But it's May. Every time a motor run is killed in non-boss areas, it shuts down for 5 seconds and comes back to life. So this is a Chumbawamba variant. It's a 5-second Chumbawamba. We're not stacking anything. We're just getting in and getting out. Oh, I didn't load it in up here. That's what. There we go. They finish 1595. We're almost there. That's good news, though, right, Shavik? Isn't it? How do we think about who's insulting him? Okay, 1601 on the main account. That's it. There's tier 4 done. Okay. Main account done. I'm just going to turn it off. I'm just going to turn it off. All right. Try to get my hands achievement is formation, but it's almost impossible. Okay. Let's see. What is it? 1,000 areas with 10 or more Mahan's Grumpy stacks? Yeah. It might not be doable on his. Yeah. Just because someone has an achievement and their event has a formation that's designed for them, that doesn't mean the formation is designed for their achievement. The formation is designed in a lore-based map. Like, it has something to do with the champion. But that doesn't mean that it's ideal for them to do their achievement in. I want to be clear. Yeah. So 10 or more grumpy stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 10 available base. He has 2 feats for that. but they're from his event tiers. So unless you complete it, you have to have Farida and Havilar to get his achievement, or you have to be able to complete the event tiers. You know, it's also a limitation, right? Let me just look. Jason to Farida is one. What's her base DPS? Somebody look that up. I don't want to. Two champions in the columns in front of him. That's fine. So Jason to Farida, doable. 2 columns behind Havilar, doable. It's 5. Okay, so there might be a bug right now because somebody was saying they had 5 on somebody, but it wasn't registering. At the top of the column, doable. 3 champions in columns in front of him, doable. 2 champions in the columns behind him, doable. Base to champions on average, base attack cooldown of 5 seconds or less. So if this isn't triggering right and it's only reading less than 5 seconds, then it's not doable in this formation. Jason to at least 2 Tiefling or Dragonborn champions. Well, one is Farida, and then one can be somebody else. Potentially doable, depending on who you have. But that should be doable. At least one other Tiefling or Dragonborn in his column, and that's across the way. That's doable. Well, then 2 slots of champions with at least 4 unique classes. I'm doing that right now, and 6 unique roles doing that right now. So it should be doable. Still needs to be for 1,000 stages. Sure. But that's not in one run. I can run to 10. I can run to area 10 100 times. And that's still 1,000. And that's still 1,000. Not asking you to go to area 1,000 in one run. Yeah, it's kind of a build the champion right, and you'll eventually get this achievement, but that's not true for all of them. It is kind of true for Mehen. You're trying to max out stacks, which it's nice if you do. I have issue with the 5 seconds 6 classes they conflict. Hey, do you own every champion? I guess is the question. You have every champion and that still conflicts. Then maybe it's not possible in this formation. Again, though, I think there's some kind of weird bug going on with champions with 5 seconds. Like, also right now, Vi's should be counting as 0 seconds, I really feel like. But I'm not getting that trigger. So, I don't know. Do I have somebody with a 5 second cooldown in this formation? No, I got shorter than that. Oh, no, Shandy. Okay, Shandy and Diana. Let me check Shandy and Diana here. Does that trigger? It does. So the 5 seconds should be triggering. If it's not, I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's average base attack. Oh, that's even nicer, honestly. An average base attack cooldown of 5 seconds or less means you could have somebody with a higher than 5 second. Is that true? Hold on. So if I put Caddy Bree in, I still get this? I do. Okay, that makes it even easier. Honestly, in my opinion. So I don't know why it wouldn't be working. Honestly, it should be working here because I have a 0. This should be a 0, and she should be a 4. But oh no, I said this isn't. Yeah, this is. I already said this is a bad formation for pushing. I already said that. It's my. I love it because it's a heart, and it's. Yeah, it's a heart for his daughter, so I love it, but it's not great for pushing. You need Tiefling front and back. Sure. I don't have all the champions, so I can't get this anyway. Well, you don't need Tiefling front and back. You need Tiefling or Dragonborn. Right? Yeah, let's go over here. All champions. Species. Tiefling. Dragonborn. Okay. Attack speed. Where's that? Is there a base attack? Yeah. We want lower attack speed. Let's just say 5 seconds or less. There we go. One of them has to be Farida. And then one of these others. One of these others. But again, I don't know what Farida's is. Hold on. I got a guide for that. Five seconds. So the other one has to be 5 seconds or lower. So yeah, so it's this list. That's this list. You got it with Dinar. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. That's how you use these things. DT Dragonborn and Tiefling, it could be either, and then you can do your cooldowns. Just focus on Tiefling. Yeah, it's just Tiefling or Dragonborn. It does say Tiefling or Dragonborn. We stop thinking about this stuff, but it does says adjacent to at least 2 Tiefling or Dragonborn champions. All right, this one we are trying to go to 800 on. What are we doing on gems? Man, we're in a lot of gems. I probably should have been saving them up, but I don't care. Hen chests, BBG, Vlithrin. Oh, we can open these Vlithrin ones now. Can we get another epic for her? Oh, it's causing that slowdown. No. Didn't get another epic. Her pity time is pretty close, though. We got an Electrum from... Oh, Diana must have pulled it. Mehen, green. Awesome. And we're just pumping and dumping these, because this is what we wanted. Feet! Eliwick, deck of many things. Manifesting my reality. Reality hates me. Clearly. I want that deck of many things beat so bad. So bad. What are my odds? Hold on, we gotta go look at the odds. Feats. Chest feats. 34. I've unlocked 34 out of 427, but that's overall. That's not helpful. I need just out of champions that I own. Owned. It's not going to tell me. It's not going to tell me that. This is not useful. Okay. I don't want to click through every champion to figure it out. My odds are better than that. Oh. But specifically, I want the Celestial Suite. This one right here. I really need that one. That's going to help us get to 100% per card much quicker. Much quicker. Take all of those. All of these go on Eliwick. Don't get any dropping on that card. Not helpful. There we go. There's soft cap. The free 50? Okay, I wasn't paying attention before. Wow, the free 345 were soft capping champions. Ridiculous. Gotta love E41 favor. Hey, looking around. Distracted by Blotcher. I still haven't tried to play it yet. I'm in. Just got so many other games to play that I know I'm gonna get lost in that one. Nobody lost that one. How much I guess we got left? We had 6 hours of that left. Good. Only 2 hours of the gold find one. Gold find one definitely helped in our favor here. It worked in our favor. Yes. Yes. But I should probably break down some stuff. 55 of those now. Wow. You do not need that many. 32 of those? Good lord. We've been getting so many potions. So many potions, folks. I've been ignoring these. When we went through that big batch of all those chests that got us to full epic, I wasn't paying attention to the potions we were getting. You know what? No, I'm keeping the smalls. Those have actually been good for us. Oh my god. Oh my god. 2,700 reagents. 2,700 reagents. Just to be clear, that's almost 2 legendary speed potions, folks. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because that's really, I with the way I play this account, when you're turning it off when it's not on stream, those speed potions with the legendary speed potions, the way they work, makes them just must-haves. Must-haves. If you're leaving your game on 24/7, I can't speak to that. J-Dog can. J-Dog's been doing it. I think he's been getting a good amount of time out of them. But at least I think J-Dog, you leave it on 24/7? I don't know. Yeah. But if you're 24/7 gem farming anyway, like at end game, you're probably generating enough. You just won't get that many vessels. Works on the potato. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have that same combination on my luggage. I know that's not the numbers, folks, but any chance I can use that joke, I will. If we can get at least 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm using that joke. Was that in space? Yes, that's a Spaceballs joke. They're trying to get the code for the shield. It keeps all the air in, and they're like, "What is it?" And he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, really? Your code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's the kind of code an idiot has on his luggage. And you cut to the next scene, and the Emperor walks in. He's like, "What was the code? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I have that same code on my luggage." And they're like, "Oh, I love Spaceballs." 40 minutes left since early Sunday night. Home in the desert. Yeah. Oh, Spaceballs is one of those perfect movies that there's no need to remake it. Like, just keep watching it because it's good. It's like the Goonies and Princess Bride and Labyrinth. Like, there's no need for a reboot for these movies. They are perfect as delivered. You can't. It doesn't matter who you put in those roles. They're good. They're good. Don't mess with them. They stand the test of time. Mahendo at 1K. Nice. Oh yeah. 1,000 on my hand for a gold farm is a good place to start. Yeah. Yeah. When I was still leveling up all my other champions and not 100% focused on Briv, anybody with a pre-stack went to 1k average item levels. I finally got Brave before jump last night. Nice. Now I'm just gonna focus on getting everyone to 1,000. Yeah. Again, I think like your pre-stacks get there first. If you want to do everyone after that, cool. I didn't. I just then at that point we went to trying to get Briv to 9 jump. But if you just, I mean, I think you could stop at 4 jump and your game's just fine. There's a part of me that wishes I'd just done that. There is. There's a part of me that just wishes I'd stayed at 4 jump because everybody would be 1,000 average item levels by now, and I'd be boosting, gold finders and pre-stackers up above that. It'd be fine. Oh, the Michael Winslow was doing sound effects watching the radar and Spaceballs before he did the same thing at Police Academy. I mean, he was the human jukebox or sound effect machine, whatever they call him. Like, yeah, he could make any sound. That man was amazing. The bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. I can't do the sounds, but. Yeah, don't wait a year to get everyone to 1k. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like if you just focus and you're like, well, let's just get everyone to 1k, then suddenly you can do pretty much all the content in the game, right? Whereas if you wait to get Briv to 9 jump, sure, your numbers are gonna go through the roof, but you've waited a very long time. Put in a lot of time and effort to get him there. Duplicates. Oh, that's because I closed the other one. Yeah. OBS isn't smart enough to know that. It again. We talk about this every time. OBS doesn't recognize the difference between clients, between the Idle Champions clients, because Idle Champions doesn't differentiate itself based on platform. It'd be nice, but it doesn't. It doesn't say like Epic Idle Dragons. Just Idle Dragons. Bing. Yes, I meant to do that. You don't have to beep at me every time. Hey, Dance Lover. So if I had, so here. So here's, so since you asked, if I have raid up, that was the ding. I was firing up raid to see if I needed to do anything, and I do. Oh, community stuff. Yeah, free stuff. Okay. If I just do this, and then I close this window, I'm not going to close anything else. Hand up. I read my other hand up. I'm just going to click close, exit the game. Yeah. it just goes away because there's no screen to grab. Like the window closed. But with Idle Champions, it just goes, oh, there's still an Idle Champions window open, and it duplicates it. And it duplicates it. Now I gotta reopen that because I actually didn't do what I wanted to do. Larky Rider, I maybe I'm misremembering, but I think there's one word that got left off that quote that makes it funnier. And I could be misremembering. I gotta watch it again. But I swear he says, "No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again." The again. I think the again was there. Maybe it's just in my mind. But if it was there, it's the again that just really, yeah. Somebody will have to look that up. I don't remember. All right. I don't think I did all these. If it wasn't there, it should have been. In my head, maybe my head just put it there because that would have made it funnier, but I think it was there. Because Mel Brooks is funnier than I am. Hold on. I could be completely wrong.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and
I didn't. Why is it an ad every time? Why? Totally gonna get DMCA'd for this. Don't care, worth it. Well, warning.
So, Princess Vespa, at last I have you in my clutches to have my way with you, the way I want to.
No, please leave me alone.
No, you are mine.
Not so fast, Helmet.
Lone Star.
Yes, it's me. I'm here to save my girlfriend. Hi, honey.
Now you are going to die.
Oh! Hey, what'd you do to my friend?
The same thing I'm going to do to you, big boy. Oh, and you too.
Oh!
Now, Princess Vespa, at last we are alone.
Oh, no, I hate you, leave me alone. Yet, I find you strangely attractive.
Of course you do. Druish princesses are often attracted to money and power, and I have both, and you know it.
Oh, leave me alone.
No, kiss me.
No, yes, no.
No.
Yes, no, yes. Oh, your helmet is so big.
Lord Helmet, what? You need it on the bridge, sir.
Knock on my door, knock next time.
Yes, sir.
Did you see anything?
No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again.
Good.
It was there. I was right. Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you play with your dolls again. Good. Oh, it makes me happy. All right. That's so. Look, when that movie came out, I was living in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, and we had finally gotten cable. So in the summer when it's 100+ degrees outside, and you just like there's in the morning you can ride your bikes, you could swim, but in the afternoon when the heat really hit, you couldn't be out in it, right? So we would sit inside at somebody's house just watching whatever was being played on HBO or Cinemax, and once Spaceballs hit, it was every day, multiple times a day. Every day, multiple times a day. Okay, we need help. Is what we need. I think we might have to get rid of Human in the front. Yeah. They're not having a good time. Okay. instead. We're gonna no, yeah. Let's do this. This should work. Come into Spaceful's audio should be a fun stream. Well, we were just clarifying. I in my head I remembered a line differently than Lurking Rider had written it, which I guess still. I mean, I understood the reference. It was great. I just there's one word in that really makes the joke even better. I didn't know if I had just misremembered it that way or if that was it. So we were checking. Get anybody to item level 1,000 include Xander? I mean, when I finally get everyone to 1,000, yes. Who it won't include is Vola. On my main account. I probably won't get Vola there. I might. We'll see. We'll see. The legendary bow should stay in use or they lost once you exit the mission. No, they stay. Yeah, they stay. They're time-based, not mission-based. So, like they specifically, I don't think it does it say? I guess it doesn't specifically say here. But whenever it says last like 1 day, or like these last until the mission complete, but anything that's 1 day or 5 days, like these say 5 days, 7 days, 1 day, that means it doesn't matter how many times you reset. The legendary, they do only work in the party you use them on that. Rick Moranis is Darth helmet. Darth helmet. It's a Star Wars thing. They're playing Darth Vader, but it's Darth helmet. Okay. Final one. Volo's Guide to Grumpy Guys. I hate it already because Volo's in it. The bigger problem is only male and non-binary champions can be used. So this one, fortunately, we were only going to go to 450 on this one anyway. But then the question becomes, can we? Can we get to 450? Because maybe not. Let's see. Well, we do get Beetle and Grim. Okay. We could Kent. This is pointless. I mean, we could cast DPS, but we could Xeraphon. They're non-binary. We can Makos. Starion. Okay. Okay, don't care there. Okay, so this is not the worst effective agency. Maybe we do. How does Kent's buff work? It's just everybody, right? Yeah, damage all champions. Okay, so let's do Makos and Kent. Let's see how that goes. I think we can 450 with this group. Yeah, that part of this stream VOD will probably get muted. Twitch is gonna be like, no, can't do that. You can't do that. What were you thinking? I would absolutely love to have like a little clip, like a clip come up when people subscribe. That is the whole, I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. But I'm worried that people would be like, people who don't get like where that's coming from or why that's hilarious would be like, did they just insult us? Did they just call us all assholes? I think it'd just be hilarious. I think it'd be hilarious. Just make that a random, like maybe like 5% chance, like a D20 roll, a 5% chance for that to be the clip that comes up when someone subs. I think would be hilarious. Yeah. Just how many assholes we got in this place? Sir, I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. I mean, it's a few days late, but it's fine. I wonder if I can find that as an audio clip. We do. Now I'm like, wait, where do I get my audio clips? Hold on. I have audio clips on this stream, and now for the life of me, I can't remember what app I use for that. Sound alerts. Okay. If I go to sound alert, can I find that? I just. This could be real loud. Warning you now.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
There's part of it.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo. Yeah.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
That's the one I would want.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Oh, that one. That one. I need that one. I need that one. Oh, it only lets me add it to a new follow. Oh, I can't do that. I can't make it a follow alert. That would be bad. That would be bad. Yeah, I'll have to do that myself and then somehow get it to do it on a percentage. I think that would be funny. I really just want it to be a subscriber, an occasional subscriber trigger, like an Easter egg subscriber trigger. That's the thing is, people would just sit here and unfollow and follow if it was a follow alert, right? I don't want that. Just to try to get it to happen, and I don't. That would just piss me off. I would ban people for that. Yeah. So it just needs to be like a 5% chance on like a subscriber alert. All right, this one we're only going to 450. Third of the way there. Should be fine. Should be fine. I still need what? I still need one more. I'm gonna do it. I need one more green. Gave it time to stop being mad at me. Give me the green. Okay, so upside here that I'm fishing for this one green is Mehen is the place where I would want item levels because he's a gold find champ. Oh my god. Why? Why are you doing this to me? I'm basically spending all of my tokens on him. Oh my god. I can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. I can't. This is too many. But that's fine. He's going to end up with at least 2 epics. And what we really want, we want Grumpy and Gruff. We want these 2 epics. We want Grumpy and Gruff. So 3 and 5. Only one man dare give me the raspberry. Lone Star! We just got to sit down and watch that movie again. Yeah, Rick Moranis. Look, he's a great comedic actor. He really is. I don't think after it's been a long time. I don't think I could do the whole film, but there's lots of scenes. There are a lot of scenes that I remember. But I watched that movie so many times, just over and over on HBO. I mean, it wasn't like if that was on, why weren't we going to watch that? Like, I mean, it always made us laugh. And if you're going to have to watch something again, I was like, I remember rewatching that, Labyrinth, The Princess Bride, Goonies, oh God, what was the there was a Jean-Claude Van Damme film, the Kumte one. What was the name of that one? We saw that one so many times. Bloodsport, yes. Bloodsport. We saw Bloodsport so many times. So many times. Yeah. Stand By Me we did not watch over and over and over again. No. I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, but that wasn't really like... That movie's got a big downer at the end, right? Big Trouble in Little China, over and over and over and over again. Yes, so much. So the karate ones, my friend's little brother was super into karate. So anything that had karate in it, even though Bloodsport was super bloody, we had this, like, I don't know, he was like 1st or 2nd grade. We were totally watching that. I'm totally watching Bloodsport, but yeah, Big Trouble in Little China, that was a huge one. Yeah, I used to have the ending thing that, you know, that he used to say into the CB radio. I used to have that memorized. I don't anymore. Jack Burton and the Pork Chop Express. That's great, folks. If you've never seen Big Trouble in Little China, there's one that honestly could use a remake. But it's still good. Like, just go watch it. It's still real good the way it is. I don't know. They could remake that one. I wouldn't hate it. Yeah, James Hong's still around and making movies. I still see him. He hasn't aged a day. Doesn't look like he's aged a day. He is Lopan. Wasn't that his name? Lopan. He is Lopan. Doesn't age. He just sacrifices a girl with green eyes every so often and continues his acting career. David Lopan. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, there's the man. That movie had big, like, I feel like Mortal Kombat, the video game, took vibes from the lightning guy in Big Trouble in Little China. And I'm sure that's something that's historical Chinese, but historical Asian in context. But man, like at the time Mortal Kombat came out, the only thing that Westerners could reference it to was Big Trouble in Little China. Evil Dead, we didn't, yeah, that one never made it into the rotation. So either it wasn't on HBO at the time, or it wasn't something that the people I was with wanted to watch. I don't know. So that's a lot of Back to the Future also, obviously. I mean, 80s movies. It was the 80s. I was watching 80s movies. We watched a lot of The Neverending Story. To this day, I'm not sure why we watched it over and over again. Like, wasn't there are people that love that movie? I'm like, oh, it doesn't hold up. I don't think it holds up. Very traumatizing movie. America Tale, we never watched that. Five Goes West didn't watch that. E.T. was like before that, before we were setting. Like, so this was a very short period of time where HBO was showing like whatever was, you know, the new hotness that was out on that was out of the theaters. So none of I mean, I saw all these things, but they didn't get played a lot. Oh, I had Top Gun on a pirated VHS cassette. Basically, we borrowed Top Gun from I think that was in the 7th grade, and I borrowed it from an no. We rented it and then recorded it. So we rented it. We rented that and a VCR. It's just what you did back then, and then recorded it onto our own tape. And then I remember I loaned that out to like an 8th grader to watch because they hadn't watched it. Yeah, that's why I remember the time, like the actual year when that happened. Didn't watch Top Gun over and over again, though. Watched it, enjoyed it. Didn't watch it over and over again. Also, if you grew up watching Top Gun, the sequel that just came out is real good. I mean, it does have Tom Cruise in it, but at least, you know, it's not as bad as him in the I can't stand the whatever, the Mission Impossible movies. I remember being excited for the first Mission Impossible movie, and then every movie after that, it was like a rehash of the same movie. Like every movie, there's at least 5 minutes of him like basically going, "Look at how good I can run." And why? But yeah. Oh yeah, Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher was the dumbest casting decision ever. Reacher, the TV show on Amazon Prime, is fantastic because they actually have someone. Is it? I want to say Alan Partridge, but that might not be his name. Is so good. He is a big dude, and it makes sense. Like he plays that role very well. Tom Cruise, not at all. Not at all. I remember Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. We didn't watch that over and over again. I do remember that movie. Yeah, here's the chat. There's got to be a statute of limitations, right? Yeah, the Top Gun soundtrack was fantastic. Reacher's good, yeah. It's got 3 seasons out, and I've enjoyed all of them. Alan Richson, that's it. Why did I think Alan Partridge? Alan Richson. Yeah, I binged all of season 3 already. Oh, really? I didn't watch all of Smallville. I watched Smallville maybe the first season, maybe part of the second one. I had life stuff. See, I don't know. That's subjective, J-Dog. I've enjoyed all 3 seasons. I mean, at a certain point, it's a similar story over and over again. So if you're getting bored of just the style of story it is, that's fine. But it's literally big dude with combat history strolls into a town he's never been to before, and trouble happens. Like that's the whole conceit of the movie. So if you're not down for that if you're not down for that every time, then it's not the show for you. Are we done? We're done. We blew past it. All right. No more. Story's done. Nice. Okay. Yeah, and we're fine. We're good. This is all we needed to do. We're not going to be able to do those. Trials run.
Job's done.
Job is done. Yes. Now we got another job to do. He wasn't a spy. Reacher isn't a spy. Yeah. So Jack Reacher was a special investigator in the military. Think like military police. Who also just happens to be a really big dude. But he's like 6'3". He's just built. I think Alan Richson is like 6'3". He's just, the man's a brick house. And you can tell, like in season 3, a bit of a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. It's in all the previews. There is a much bigger dude. There's like a guy that's 7'1". That's one of the bad guys. That dude, at 7'1" and pretty built. Big dude. Spies are usually like nondescript. Like they're usually the ideal spy is like average height, average build, no features that really stand out, right? So yeah, that's not what Reacher is. Reacher's military police, basically. He was in the military, I think, and then like he was a military kid growing up, and then joined the military, but then ended up as a special investigator, like starting his own special investigations unit dealing with the really messed up stuff. And yeah, when he shows up, I mean, you're not going to mess with that guy, right? Although then people keep trying to mess with that guy. I don't know. That's the whole premise of the show. Big guy shows up that no one really should mess with, but they mess with him because they're little guys with a chip on their shoulder. That's really the whole thing. That's the whole underlying premise of the show. And it's like I'm just passing through town. I just wanted to see somebody, and then this happened. Like, I don't. It's kind of a version of I wasn't even supposed to be here today. It's kind of a version of that. Because he wasn't looking for trouble. I wasn't really looking for trouble. Although I guess in season 3 he did go looking for. He wasn't looking for trouble, but then he found trouble. Like, but then he saw somebody, and was like, "I'm looking for trouble now." Yeah. Oh yeah, they make him look massive compared to everybody. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Until the 7-1 guy shows up, and then it's like. The trials run means stop spending gems too, but trials run means I just need to get to 325. I already did my first day contribution. It could have been better. Could have been a lot better. Why did it stop at 163? Good lord. But still, I'm not the worst. I'm not the best. It's fine. I stop at 163 when we could easily get into the 260s. I don't remember. See the best James Bond conversation happening. The best James Bond is the one that never happened. Idris Elba. Idris Elba would have been the best James Bond. Saying, just saying. We're never gonna get that James Bond. We're never gonna get that James Bond. No. So good. It's so good. Oh. Does Amazon own Bond now? Then now we're probably getting Tom Cruise. Or worse, it's gonna be Bezos' Bond. Bezos just wants to play. That's why Bezos bought it, so that he can play Bond. He's just gonna be. We're gonna have the Jeff Bezos James Bond. He's like, I've got the initials already, guys. Let's do this. I got the money. I got the initials. I'm just going to officially change my name to James Bond. I hate this timeline. I hate that could be a thing. That could be a thing that could happen because he just wants it to. When he doesn't understand, he's one of the bad guys. He doesn't understand. I mean, he is correct in thinking he could be in a James Bond movie. The problem is he's one of the bad guys. I mean, we've already beat our... Why did we have 163? We're already a higher DPS on day 2. I don't understand. You know what? We're gonna go a little harder on this. I gotta make up for that shitty day 1. I don't know what I was thinking. No, yeah, Automod grabbed that, and we know why. And we respect it. The best spy series, yeah, it's Austin Powers. It just really is. I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say that. Easily one of the most enjoyable. Let me put it that way. You know what word got flagged? It even shows as hidden. You know what word got flagged. Twitch knows. We can't. No, we can't. You can't do that here. It's going to start too much trouble. Twitch knows. I didn't even have to do it. I love the Austin Powers series. I always thought those were good movies. But I mean, there's better spy movies. I think it's probably the most enjoyable spy movie in terms of just general overall pleasure that I get from watching it. But if I want a spy movie, like a real spy movie, that's not the one I'm going to want. J-Dog, stop. Stop. It doesn't matter. You should know. The fact that you don't and you have to question is a little... You can figure that out on your own. That's not my job. I know that doesn't mean start typing it into chat to try to figure it out. Just understand that Twitch doesn't want that conversation here. And they're right. So the fact that we're even still discussing it is why that was why it got blocked out. I shouldn't even have said anything. One summoning scroll left. Who's the must-have type? Well, I don't know. All the ones you have except the red demon. Are you talking about Ishii? That's all I can think of. Xeraphon is an evergreen, so you wouldn't get Xeraphon from a summoning scroll. I hope Red Demon wasn't Karlach. I'm talking about my girlfriend that way. No, that's not. No. You think it's this one? She's a tiefling. Not a demon. She's a tiefling. Would make a good girlfriend candidate, yeah. Avernus. I have a girlfriend. She's just from Avernus. Yeah, sure you do. Sure. To get back to the question, I mean, really, speed champions, like, right? Like, it's got to be a speed champion. I feel like if you're gonna summon scroll somebody, unless you need somebody, like if you've got a specific primary DPS you're using and you want somebody to really support them well, I feel like speed, you know, some if you've already got Eliwick, great. If not, like Eliwick and then speed champions that make sense. Like I think. Hold on. So we got. Am I showing all? Yeah, because we got Human. So everybody here except for Xeraphon and Dragonbait are part of it. Are part of my speed group. The only one I would change would be you know, I mean Deacon's great, but Thalora in seat 1 is also good. Like if I were going to optimize this, Thalora and then Sentry in 4. Otherwise, all these speed champions, again, not counting this, not it this way. Not here. Not here. Obviously, this is what I chased. And then the other option here is the Laura. Oh my god, I cannot write with a mouse. The Laura. Oh Jesus, that's horrible. And then here is this is gonna be next. My next time gate, manual time gate, will be Sentry. Oh, that's horrible. So those would be the only other options that I'd be looking at. Because I just want a really good time, a really good speed team, because then we just fly through the content. And it really does just help speed up your progress. From that point on, everything is better. Everything feels better. You fly through things and yeah. Earn lots of gems so you gear up quicker and everything's better. Corsita. Definitely not. Definitely not. That was horrible. I can't write with a mouse. Also can't draw with a mouse. Human is restricted out. That's a trials restriction, I'm plural. This is my trials run. So only champions with wisdom score of 10 or higher can be used. Human does not qualify. You have Sentry? Okay, cool. The Centaur, yeah, that's Thalora. Yeah. Happy Donkey Day. I mean, that makes sense. I've been a jackass all day long. Wait a minute. I feel bad about missing my meeting, and that's yeah. It's definitely Donkey Day. Since the lore only trigger once per run, yes, but it's a big trigger. So when you start building like a gem farm team, which at this point is like that's going to be on the table. That's why I would. That's the swap in seat 1. Right now for just runs, I like Deacon, but to swap in for like gem farming, I would want the Laura. I would absolutely want the Laura. How the hell am I supposed to? I can't beat this. There's no fire champion. Had Charisma 11 as day 1 restriction for the past 2 months. That seems odd. It's supposed to rotate. It's supposed to be random. I guess not rotate. I almost wish it rotated. On a fixed pattern? That would be kind of cool. But it's supposed to be random. I wonder if... Let's just get a little chat question. Actually, no, I'm going to throw up a poll. We don't poll often. But we poll hard. Wait. We're gonna do a 3-minute poll. Which is better for trials, in your opinion? Rotating restrictions or random restrictions? Random is just there's a table of them and it's constantly rolling a dice. Rotating is you're gonna get them in an order and the order's just gonna repeat over time. So you never get the upside of that is you never get stuck with one. The downside, you're always gonna have to do the bad one on a regular or two on a regular basis. But the good side, you're never gonna get stuck. All right. So what do you want? What do you want? I mean, on the random side is you could just randomly get the best one for you over and over and over and over again. Okay, see, this is already better. We're already at 228. I mean, 237 on the outside. I haven't even switched to a pushing party. I guess we just bailed quick maybe because of the event? Maybe because of the event. I was just like, let's just get in and out quick. But rotated, you could plan around it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just curious because I mean, I personally I think I would prefer a rotation, a set rotation. And I think part of that is because that's honestly I'm experiencing that in another game, set rotations on those kinds of things. So, and I find it, I don't know, just okay. That's nice. I'm not getting screwed over and over again in the bad way. Honestly, you know what we need to do? We don't need to go fast. We just need to go hard. Phrasing. We don't need to go fast. We just need to go hard. So let's try to do what's the best group gonna be here? Gonna be. Just need to throw down some damage. Damage. So what if we have them in the back? We do like a whittle. A little bit faster now. A little bit faster now. Something like this. No, he's always, this is the problem. He's got to be back here too. So what if we move this out? This. Like this. So more people felt rotating restrictions, but yeah. 9 out of 12. 9 out of 12 votes. 9 out of 12 chat members agree. It's a 75%. That's decent. Hold on, I get back to chat in a second. I just want to try to, since we've got an armored boss, I'm like, we can just try to throw down a lot of damage on the armored boss. Yeah, there's 230s. It could go higher. But that's probably good. 238. Well, we'll see. Let's see what happens. Missing some of our damage max stuff. That's better than the one whatever. God. Tier 3, it doesn't matter. That's really what I should be saying. It's tier 3, it doesn't matter. Okay. Let me get back up here in chat. Adeline, yeah, I think Esmeralda I don't use as a speed champion. I use her as a pushing champion. Out of that list, that's really probably your priority at some point to pick up for pushing functionality. So you can totally grab Melf this event if you want, but Xander is absolute garbage. Dynahair needs so many item levels to make her worth anything, but Esmeralda is pretty great. What's Melf's speed effect? He has 3. That's kind of why I don't really use him that much, because I don't like it can be utterly random which effect you get. He has one that spawns extra enemies. That's actually the super useful one later on just to farm kills. He has one that does enemy spawn speed like Whittle and Deacon. And then he has one that gives you like extra credit on quest stuff. But it randomly rotates. Okay, why do we not have a show? So this is going to be E-sheet push for trials. Night Shevik. There are people calling Lae'zel Lizzie. Is that what's going on? Okay. I would not have done that. Did we get all the stuff from him? We did. Okay, I need to go change my background party. So we will swap for a hot second. We got all of Mert's challenges done that we could get with a single burner. So, and more importantly, we also got all of our free play currencies. So we want to switch to same situation, but with Vajra. Right, is it set up correctly? Nope, that's got both of them in. That's what we want. There we go. Okay. Now I can leave. Tatiana and Melf I use for kill counts. If I want to kill just a bajillion things, Tatiana and Melf are for that. Tatiana isn't a speed champion otherwise, except like there's a niche use late in runs, but she's not like when usually the priority speed champions are the ones that help you farm gems faster, and Tatiana will not do that. And Melf can actively work against you with his rotation. So yeah, I tend to not put those anywhere near speed formations. Well, I think what people usually call her is Bazel, but yeah, sure. But then that gets confused with Karlach, who's Bay, so. I think you call her whatever she says, otherwise she chops your head off. I think that's how it goes. I'm not entirely positive, but pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how it works. Okay. Hydra, 36.6. That'll do, kid. You need a 36.6, got 88.8. Do. Okay. Brutal. 29.4. Got 45.9. Yep, I'll take that. And hard. Go hard or go home. Oh, I didn't look at the total. Isn't it like 19 or something? 20.4. Okay. 20.4. We got a couple quick battles here. We can oh no, this is going to be a good one. 42.8. Okay. All right. Done. Done. What do we need for the event that's going on? Do I need ice golem? Ice golem. 2250. Okay. Let's move this over here so I don't have to look at it. Actively using the fast core in my active party. Correct. Would I be using better? Oh, it's a level 8. Would I be better using the level 12? No. You want the fast core going fast. Because you want to level it up. It's really the one you want at 15 first, but you know. Like the modest core in a background party, like here's the second I got the fast core, it moved to the active party. It's only just now catching up to the modest in terms of item level. The modest will stay here over here, and I will only level up my fast core. Because at level 15 full epic for both, this one the modest core is only slightly more damage, in my opinion. What I consider slightly more damage, while the fast core has all the speed effects available. So I went in and we just repiped this, and now I've got epic everywhere except for one node, which is great. So yeah, this is where I want to be. Does the fast core have more gold find? I haven't compared that, but. Yeah. One already has Diana. Which of the three would you prefer between Crydle, Mehen, or Evelyn? They function well. Two of those are similar. They're tanks, Crydle and Evelyn. Crydle is an evasion tank, so they dodge all the damage. They don't actually get hit until they do, and then they fall over. But they're super niche, and they have an ability where if they're in the front column, everyone else in the party takes 75% less damage, which no other champion has that. Evelyn is just a standard tank. She goes in the front column and tanks with her health like tanks do. And she's more about like the further you can go in an adventure, the better she gets. Crydle also wants the DPS to be in the back 2 columns. Like he only buffs the back 2 columns. So using him does have a restriction there. Mehen is a great, well, depending on if you can build around him, he is a great buffer. He's also a great gold find champion. So again, it kind of depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for a tank to use? Are you looking for a gold find champion? I chose Mehen right away because I wanted more gold find. I feel like I'm solid in the others at the moment for what I'm doing. Yeah. Sarah Morphos. If you're willing to give a very quick summary of sustaining speed pots as a new or newer player. So sustain is when you get gems, instead of saving for super expensive familiars, Instead of saving for like more than 5, if you have to save for more than 5 days for something, 5 days of normal play, don't just buy chests, and it's gold chests. Because you're gearing up your party, you're taking like blacksmithing contracts, putting them on speed champions that have, you know, itemization. You're going faster. You're earning gems faster by gearing up your party. So early on, it's just make sure you're spending gems on chests. So earn gems, buy chests, open chests, repeat. And that's going to get you a lot of potions because they're coming out of chests, right? Once you're into that loop, then you do what I was doing over here. You come over here, you go to the apothecary system, and this distilling tab, this lets you break down potions that aren't as important to you. Impotent to you? They're potent potions. To make speed potions with. So like for like giant strength, 10 is probably too many. I think I was keeping like 5 giant strength. Honestly. Of the white, the green, and the blues. I was keeping 10 of the clairvoyances, so the gold find. Because those I use more because we need that for deep favor pushes. You always keep the purples. I was keeping 5 of these originally. Now I'm just up to 10 because we're generating lots of gems, so I can move it up to 10 and be fine. Fire breath, I was keeping 10s, right? And then I was just making, when I would run out of speed potions, if I needed them, I would be making new ones. Now we've got a ton. I think these potion reagents are probably going to make legendary speed potions for me now. Because now we're to the point where we're generating enough that it's we're kind of sustained. Because with having a legendary potion going all the time means I don't have to always use some of these higher ones. We're just going faster with a speed team. Yeah. So yeah, I think early on I was just breaking down the things I didn't want and turning them into speed potions, and I never ran out. This playthrough, that is one thing that made me very happy, is I never ran out of speed potion. Like when I ran out, I just made more. Apothecary system is great for that. But in every other new player account I've ever run, I've run out of speed potions, and it always killed me because it just slows down that progress, like that daily progress, you know. And you always had potions you didn't use. Like those others, you don't use that much. All the rest of those are basically like when you're going to do a deep favor run or a very difficult variant, you might pop out the rest of those potions, but they're not needed for normal progression. So breaking those down and turn them into other things is great. For the event, is it important to push until tier 4? If you can do it, but I can't. I can't on this account. So all we did today was I was able to go to tier 3 for variant 1 and 2 for each of the champions. I couldn't get variant 3 done. There was no way I can get to 1,000 with the restrictions that they had. Because on a free play, we got around 1,100, just shy of 1,100, I think. 1,080 something. Restricted out, there was no way we were going to get there. So I'm not going to go back and try this unless we get some kind of ridiculous power in the next 3 weeks. I'm not going to go back and try to get higher. Speaking of ridiculous power, I think we're probably good. 243. Let's get to the, you know what? We're going to turn auto progress off here since everything comes back to life. We're going to ramp up Starion here. Well-fed stacks. We can get those to 5. There we go. Yeah, 250s. That's probably good. We're good. I just wanted to set a higher contribution. Okay. Done with my trials run. That feels better. 745. I am now the top contributor. Okay. Didn't need to be, but I'm there. Yeah, so we did trials, we did the event. Is it time? Timed it perfectly, folks. Timed it perfectly. I was gonna say, well, it's time to go to back to Wild Beyond the Witchlight, because that's where we've been pushing through. The Howling Peaks of Yon. But it is time for Dev Insights. We're gonna go raid Dev Insights over on the CNA Games channel. Thanks for hanging out. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing a game called Best Served Cold, which is like you're a bartender and you're helping the police track down a killer by just talking to your customers and trying to get information out of them. That's the game. We're gonna play some of that tomorrow. Join us. Saturday, the tutorial show over on the CNA Games channel. It'll be on the event. And on Vlithrin and a handful of the Flex Champion. Come join me then. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, everybody.